students. So my name is Prem Kumar. Today we are discuss infrared spectroscopy. So coming to introduction to IR spectroscopy. It is a study of interaction between infrared radiation and matter. So as we discussed in UV, same thing will be happen here also. There we use UV radiation with matter, and here we use to interact to study means to interact with matter. So IR radiation will be used. So here is the region of IR radiation. So it lies down from 4000 centimeter inverse to 400 centimeter inverse. Infrared radiations refers broadly to that part of electromagnetic spectrum, that is EMR, between visible and microwave regions. So just go through the picture which I shared here. So in IR radiation having three different types. One is near IR, mid IR and far IR. So whereas near IR is near to the visible radiation, that is we have 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer region we have. And then we have mid IR, so 35 to 30 micrometers. Finally we have far IR region. So from mid IR to far IR, so the cooling off means the energy of radiation is going to be decreased. At mid IR region we feel some warmer, so completely it will decrease to cooler to reach to 200 micrometers. So in general terms, it is convenient to split an IR spectrum into two approximate regions. And that first one is functional group region. So that is the region of this one is 4000 to 1000 centimeter inverse. So whereas second one is fingerprint region. The region of fingerprint region is below 1000 centimeter inverse. So here I gave one example, that is IR spectrum of butanol. Just go through the spectrum. So here I mentioned two regions. One is function group region and then fingerprint region. So function group region is 3000 to 1500, whereas below 1000 I mentioned there fingerprint region. And no one function group having similar wave number in fingerprint region, but in function group region, so we may get a different function group having the same wave number. So here regions of IR radiation as given. So range of IR radiation may be divided into four sections, like in that photographic, very near, and far. So these are the wavelength region range, and also these are the wave number range. The spectral range used most in the near IR region. This region gives the important information about the vibrations and hence about the structure of the molecules. So mostly IR radiations causes rotational as well as vibrational changes in molecules, atoms or compounds. So that's why, so in near IR region, so we may get the vibrations of respected molecules. So coming to principle of IR radiation. So in IR spectroscopy, when light is passed through a sample of organic compound, with some of the frequencies are absorbed while others are transmitted. Plot of absorbance or transmittance versus wave number, which gives an IR spectrum. But conveniently, wave number versus transmittance is plotted because the numbers are more manageable. So here example of one IR spectrum of 2-butane. So here we have just go to the red line, red words, that is one stretch means, so this stretch is nothing but a vibrations of the compound. So coming to theory of IR spectroscopy. Here I mentioned some requirements of IR radiation. absorption, means how this IR radiation is going to be absorbed by the matter, and also what are the basic parameter we should consider for the absorption of IR radiation. So here first one is correct wavelength of radiation. So we should go through the wavelength of the radiation, so which is compatible with the sample which we are going to be analyzed. If a molecule absorbs radiation only when the natural frequency of vibration of some part of molecule is same as frequency of incident radiation. Okay, so here, so vibrational frequency of sample should be equal to the frequency of radiation which we are going to be used. So if frequency is equal, so that means, so we give proper wavelength and we fix it proper wavelength for the absorption. Then second one is electric dipole. Just go through the some pictures I shared here, hydrogen chloride. So then delta plus delta minus are the positively charges. If a frequency of vibration of HCl molecule exactly matches with that the coming from the source, net transfer of energy takes place, which occurs by change in amplitude of molecular vibration as well as absorption of radiation. In case of oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, there is no net change in dipole moment occurs, thus they cannot absorb IR radiation and do not show IR spectrum. So by this line, so we are going to understand, means, so there should be we require the change in energy takes place for the absorption of radiation. Without net change in dipole moment, so there is no absorption takes place. Here we have two types of changes occurs in molecules, that is what is molecular rotations and molecular vibrations, as I discussed in the previous slides. In molecular rotations, so here rotational transitions are of little use to the spectroscopist, whereas the molecular vibrations, the positions of atoms in a molecules are not fixed. They are subject to a number of different vibrations. So mostly by absorption of IR radiation, the molecule should undergoes so molecular vibrations. So here this flowchart gives, so what are the types of molecular vibrations occurs in a molecule. So here I mentioned a flowchart in that. So molecular vibrations are divided into two major types. One is fundamental and second one is non-fundamental. So in fundamental, again we have some classification here. So in fundamental we have two different types of vibrations. One is stretching vibrations and bending vibrations. Whereas in non-fundamental vibrations there is no types again, but here we have some factors which affects the non-fundamental vibrations are overtones, combination tones and Fermi resonance. Apart from these three, Fermi resonance is more affected on molecular vibrations. So coming to fundamental, here we have two types, one is stretching and second one is bending vibrations. Again stretching is divided into two types, one is asymmetric and symmetric. When coming to bending vibrations, here again we have two different types. One is in plane bending. This in plane bending divided into two, scissoring and rocking types of vibrations. Whereas in out of plane bending, again divided into wagging and twisting. So we will discuss one by one. So before going to discussion of one by one, so here, so what is a vibration in a molecule? And which one is called as a vibration in a molecule? So any change in shape of the molecule, stretching of bonds, bending of bonds, or internal rotation around single bonds. So by means of these three effects, so the molecule gets vibrations. Why we study the molecular vibrations? So because whenever the interaction between electromagnetic waves and matter occurs, so change appears in these vibrations. Okay, means so the bonds is going to be stretched, or is bond going to bend, or any internal rotation around the single bonds. The molecule form with some ionic bonds, either single bonds or double bonds. So due to this stretching and bending, so we are going to get vibration in molecule. So fundamental mode of molecular vibrations can be classified into two types. One is stretching and second one is bending vibrations. So coming to stretching vibrations, they involve movement of atom within the bond axis, such as that the bond length changes without any change in bond angle. This means in stretching vibrations, we are going to get changes in bond length only. Means bond angle should be, there is no change in bond angle. Symmetric molecule like O double bond C double bond O means CO2 are not IR active, because no change in dipole moment is observed upon stretching vibrations. Then non-cyclic system shows n-1 stretching vibrations, because these vibrations describes one directional motion. So if the compound is having one directional motion, so there may be we get n-1 stretching vibrations. So coming to types of stretching vibrations. So here we have two types, as we mentioned in the flowchart: symmetrical stretching and asymmetric stretching. In symmetric stretching, the atoms of molecule either move away or towards the central atom, but in the same direction. So just go to the first diagram, symmetrical. Okay, so either move away towards the central atom or towards the central atom, or away or towards. So coming to asymmetric stretching, here one atom approach toward the central atom while other departs from it. Okay, so just go to the second picture, asymmetrical. So one arrow is away from the central atom and one arrow shows towards the central atom. So in this there is no change in bond angle takes place. Okay, only so bond distance and bond length maybe changes, either decrease or increase. So coming to bending or deforming vibrations, they involve movement of atoms which are attached to a common central atom, such that there is a change in bond axis and bond angle of each individual atom without change in their bond lengths. Okay, so stretching vibrations related to the bond lengths, whereas in bending vibrations are related to the change in bond axis or bond angles. Bending vibrations generally requires less energy and occurs at longer wavelengths, that is a lower wave numbers, centimeter inverse, than stretching vibrations. So here we have again two types of bending vibrations are there. One is in-plane vibrations and out-plane vibrations. In in-plane vibrations, we have scissoring and rocking types of vibrations are there. And in out-plane vibrations, we have wagging and twisting type of vibrations. So here we have in-plane vibrations, that is rocking and scissoring. Just go to the picture. In-plane bending of atoms occurs wherein they swing back and forth with respect to the central atom. So the movement of atoms in a plane, there should be clockwise direction in rocking vibrations, whereas in scissoring the bending of atoms occurs when they move back and forth. Means opposite direction movement should be takes place, like the common scissor the working, that is they approach to each other. So out of plane vibrations, here we have two types again, wagging and twisting. Two atoms oscillate up and below the plane with respect to the central atom, that is wagging. Okay, here I mentioned plus and minus, means one move up down and one move down, one up and one down towards the plane. So with respect to plane, one atom moved up the plane while other down that plane with respect to the central atom. So in wagging, either they move upside or downside. Whereas in twisting, one move upside and one move down with respect to the central atom. Then the next what topic is vibration frequency. So I was mentioned in principle, the vibration frequency of radiation and also the sample vibration frequency should be equal. Then only so we get higher radiation absorption. To that, so we should know a little bit more about vibration frequency. The value of stretching vibrational frequency of a band can be calculated by using Hooke's law. Means the vibration frequency should be obey the Hooke's law. The Hooke's law states that the vibration frequency of a bond is directly proportional to the bond strength and inversely proportional to the masses at the end of the bond. Okay, so the frequency we can denote it by nu. So nu is equal to 1 by 2 pi c under root of k by mu. So where mu is equal to m1 m2 by m1 plus m2, that is reduced mass of two atoms. Okay, there m1 to m2. So m1 is a ground state molecule and m2 is excited state molecule. While upon absorption of radiation, the compound should be reaches its respective excited state. So here we have some factors which affects the vibration frequency. That is first one coupling interactions, second one Fermi resonance, third one hydrogen bonding, and fourth one electronic displacement effect. So coming to first one, coupling interaction. It is expected that there is a stretching vibration frequency for an isolated CH bond. But in case of methylene group, true absorption occurs which corresponds to the symmetric and asymmetric. So just go through the picture. Okay, the picture A shows symmetric vibrations and picture B shows asymmetric. So asymmetric vibrations always takes place at high wave number compared with the symmetric vibrations. So due to this coupling interaction also affects the vibration frequency. The second one is Fermi resonance. It occurs when fundamental vibration couples with an overtone or combination bands. So in picture, so V2 band and V3 band, in between these three bands, so we have some overtones, and also some V0 to V1 also we have combination band. Okay, this arrows indicates. So due to this type of overtones and combinations, so we are going to get a Fermi resonance in the molecule. So when an overtone or a combination of band at the same frequency to a fundamental, two bands appears close together, and then the effect is greatest when the frequency match and the two bands are referred as a Fermi doublet. When two compounds share a common atom, as in the case of a linear triatomic molecules like CO2 consisting two CO bonds. Okay, C double bonds, we have two C double bonds. Here two fundamental stretching vibrations may be takes place, that is symmetric and asymmetric, like in methylene group. If two bonds are takes place at a time, okay, there may be give Fermi resonance towards the molecule. And then hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding gives a rise to downward frequency shift. Okay, it causes shifting of frequency to lower level. Stronger the bonding, the greater the absorption shift towards the lower wave number from the normal value. Generally, so intermolecular hydrogen bonds are sharp and well defined. Intermolecular hydrogen bonds are concentration dependent. On dilution, intensities of such bonds decreases and finally disappears. Okay, due to intermolecular hydrogen bonds, so we are going to get shift in lower for the absorption bands. Then fourth one, so electronic displacement effect. The frequency shift from normal position of absorption occurs because of electronic effects such as inductive effect, mesomeric effect, configuration effect or field effect. Under the influence of these effects, the force constant, that is K, or the bond strength changes and its absorption frequency shift from the normal value either towards lower value or towards higher value, but the frequency value should be changes due to these electronic effects such as inductive, mesomeric. These two are plays major role in this displacement of absorption frequency. The introduction of alkali group in an alpha position of C double bond group, which exerts inductive effect, which results in shortening or strengthening of the bond. This force constant increases and so the frequency of the wave number of absorption also increases. Okay, as you mentioned the previous line, the force constant changes, then automatically absorption frequency also changes. Means if the force constant increases, in that cases the absorption frequency also increases. That means the wave number of the frequency should be increased. So this is for today's class. In next class, we are going to discuss the instrumentation of IR radiations. Thank you.